Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William H. Thompson, CPA, MBA, and I am the founder of RE Accounting and Tax Professionals. We help real estate investors maximize return on investment through expert tax strategies, while at the same time helping them to build and sustain their legacy. Welcome to Free Information Friday. I get a lot of questions from new real estate investors and relatively new real estate investors. The main one that I hear is they want to know what is basis when we purchase a property. So that's what I'll be discussing today. What is basis? How do you calculate it? And how does it affect depreciation? So let's start off with an example. We'll keep it relatively simple. Let's say that you purchase a single family home to rent out and it was a turnkey operation. You did not have to do a single thing to it. So how do we determine what the basis in the property is? Well, there are two relatively common methods that are used. Number one, county assessment. Number two, appraisal. So let's start with the county assessment. So you can go to either you look up your tax bill or you can go actually to the county office to see what the assessment of your property is. Now let's say that this property that you purchased is assessed at $340,000. Now the county will give you the breakout of that $340,000, how much is land, how much is building. So for our example purposes, let's say that the land is valued at $34,000 and the building is valued at $306,000. So in order to get the percentage of what the building is, you would take the $306,000 and divide it by the $340,000. So the county is basically saying 90% of your investment is building. Now that's one method. The next method is appraisal. Again, staying with the example. Let's say that you have an appraisal done and the appraisal comes back and says the property is worth $360,000. And of that $360,000, $72,000 is land, $288,000 is building. So in other words, in order to get how much the percentage of the structure is of the total appraisal, you would take the $288,000 divided by the $360, which is 80%. So now you've got two examples. One is saying that the building's worth 80% of everything of the total, and the other one's saying 90%. So this is how it can affect depreciation, and let's follow it through. Let's say that you purchased the property for $350,000. So you're going to start with the county assessment, giving you a 90% building, 10% land. So if you take 90% and multiply it by the $350,000, you're going to come up with $315,000. Now that's the basis that you're going to depreciate it on. And because a residential rental property is depreciated over 27.5 years, you would divide 27.5 into the 315,000, which would give you depreciation for the next 27.5 years of $11,455. Now let's take the example where the appraisal said that the building was only worth, or a percentage of the building was 80% of the total value. So you take the $350,000 that you purchased the property for, multiply it by 80%, that's $280,000 a depreciable basis. So then you take your 27.5 years and divide it into the $280,000 depreciable basis, gives you depreciation of $10,182. So I wanted you to see the difference of what happens when you select a different percentage to assign to the building. Your depreciation can vary. It depends on which one you want to go with as to how conservative you want to be. But I would, as long as what you're doing is reasonable, you're not going to have any issues with the Internal Revenue Service. So my point being is discovering what your percentage of the building is going to allow you to calculate your depreciation, and your depreciation is going to vary depending on what percentage you use of the building. And this can help you tax plan also. Now, I hope this segment of Free Information Friday was helpful to you. And remember, if you're a real estate investor who wants to maximize return on their investment through expert tax strategies, book a call with our firm. And remember, only you can create your empire, but we are here to help every step of the way. Thank you, and I wish you much success on your real estate journey.